Good morning, students. Welcome once again to the online video classes presented to you by Sri Vidya Mandiru Tangarai. Students, today we are going to look into the Unit 5 of the 11th Standard English lesson, the Convocation Address by C.N. Annadurai. C.N. Annadurai. Kanchivaram Natarajan Annadurai. Let us know a little bit of information about the author, C.N. Annadurai. He was popularly known as Arinyar Anna, and famous Indian politician who served as the CM of Tamil Nadu between 1967 and 69. He was born on September 15, 1909, and he passed away on February 3, 1969, while he was serving his term as the Chief Minister. He was a well-known great orator, both in English as well as in Tamil. And he was an acclaimed writer who has written several short stories, plays, novels, which incorporate political and social themes. He was awarded the Chubb Fellowship at the Yale University in USA. He was the first non-American to receive that honor. And in that same year, he also received an honorary doctorate degree from the Annamalai University. Nehru hailed him as one of the greatest parliamentarians that India has ever seen. Further, he was a mentor, philosopher and guide to the future chief ministers of Tamil Nadu like Dr. Kalaignar Karunanidhi and Dr. MGR. Both were his proteges. He was a simple man who led a simple life and always strove hard for the cause of the common man. These are a few things about Arinyar Anna, the author. This particular lesson prescribed for you, the Convocation Address, as it is known from the title itself, is a famous address delivered by Annadurai at the Annamalai University on November 18, 1967, to the students who were on their way to graduation. The occasion was Convocation Day. Hence it has been called Convocation Address. The prescribed lesson is an excerpt from that famous address of Annadurai. Now, before going into the lesson, let us have a look at some of the difficult words that you may come across this lesson. Let us go through the glossary quickly. Conferred. Conferred, the meaning of conferred is granted. Granted a title, degree or a right or benefit. Granted, conferred. Reiterate. Reiterate is saying it again, repeating it, saying again. Enunciated. Enunciated means spoken clearly. Ruggedness is strength, toughness. Emissaries, deputies, representatives. Eschewed. Eschewed, have nothing to do with, avoided. Feudal. Feudal is old-fashioned, olden days, old-fashioned, having to do with the Middle Ages. Cloistered. Cloistered is protected, covered. Here it refers to restricted. Inherent. Inherent is inborn. 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 Fear is inherent in every human. Peril. Perils, dangers. Dangers. We should know the perils. We should be aware of the perils of pollution. Perils. Replenish. Replenish. Refilling. Restoring. Refilling. We need sleep to replenish our energies. Replenish. Despondent. Despondent means depressed, frustrated, disheartened. Endowed. Endowed means gifted with. Women are endowed with hearts of love. Inheritors. Inheritors means successors. Successors. People who inherit something. Lustre. Lustre is the glow of the reflected light, the shine, the gloss. Nursing. Nursing is taking care of, developing. Dingy. Dingy is gloomy, dark places. Perseverance. Perseverance means steadfastness, continuous work, continuous effort. Embark. Embarks means to begin a journey, to go on board a ship. Annotations. Annotations means clarifications, adding some comments. Cardinal. Basically important, essential. Prominence. Important. Prominence is importance. Prominent, important. Gilded. Gilded means covered with a thin leaf, golden leaf. Here it means wealthy. Kindle. Kindle is to induce, provoke. Domain. Domain is the area. Toning. Toning is strengthening. Solace. Solace is comfort. Comfort. She finds solace in her religion. Comfort. Decried. Condemn. Decried means condemn. You have autocracy. Autocracy is ruled by one person. Ruled by a person. Monarch is ruled by a monarch, king. Confronting. Aggressively resisting. Coming face to face with something. Confronting. Confined. Restricted. Indebted. Indebted means being obliged to repay. I am greatly indebted to you for your timely help. Tillers. Tillers means cultivators. One who cultivates, tills crops, tills lands. Toilers. Toilers means hard-working, industrious people, hard workers, laborers. Sermons. Sermons is speeches on a moral subject. And finally, crusade. Crusade is a campaign, a fight for a good cause. These are some of the hard words that we have come across the lesson. We will come across the lessons. When you read it, you should be able to understand the meaning of these words. Similarly, you should also try to learn the antonyms of these words, which will be very easy. Now, let us go to the lesson. The prescribed lesson, the convocation address, is an excerpt from the famous address made by Annadurai on the 18th of November 1967 at the Annamalai University on the occasion of the convocation. In this speech, Annadurai briefly and keenly explains to the students who he represents, the universities of the past and present, their role to improve the society, the aim of the students in the life after graduation and the service that they ought to do to the society after their graduations. All these things are neatly explained and delivered in the form of an address speech by Arinyar Anna. Anna begins his address by he thanks the Annamalai University for conferring him with the unique honor, granting him the unique honor of delivering the convocation address to the graduates of that year. He says that it is a pleasure to be present on that joyous occasion and to wish the students, graduates, a bright and prosperous future. But he says it is not an easy task to set proper guidelines for them. He says that the fact he is aware of his own shortcomings gives him a sense of relief, and so he shall not offer or attempt to try any original new ideas or thoughts in the form of advice to the students. But instead, he is just going to reiterate some of the basic principles, some of the cardinal principles enunciated in the past, bringing to bear the layman's point of view to the findings of experts in various fields connected with education. He says it is the age of the common man, and hence he claims to represent the common man in all his ruggedness. Whatever regrets some might have, it is the common man's point of view that matters most to him, and hence he claims to represent the common man in all his toughness. The systems, schools of thought, whether it is politics or philosophy, ethics or economics, are meant only for the common man. Universities, as the repositories of knowledge, repositories means storehouses, universities as the repositories of knowledge and the nursing ground for the emissaries of thought, wisdom and service, have an important role to play, and the prominence of that role is growing every day as more and more individuals are getting equipped for the task of bettering the society in all its ages, wherein we have avoided the monarchy and autocracy, and we have inaugurated the era of democracy. So, he talks about the universities, about the role they have to play. He talks about the universities of the past. Another way says that universities in the past, they had to train the scholars, poets, only to adore the chambers of the rich men of the royal courts, the chambers of the royal courts and the gilded mansions of the nobles and lords. Wisdom was meant only for the mansions and not for the marketplace. Wisdom was meant only for the rich people, not for the common man in those days. And in those days, these scholars and poets, they were not asked to face or confront the problems faced by the common man. They were content to work in isolated spheres, in secluded spheres, away from the din and noise of the common man, weaving the costly fabric of philosophy of poetry, which in turn was to be converted into dazzling garments for the rich people, for the select and the privileged. Whereas universities in the present are not cloistered and confined as in the past. The functions of the university has been enlarged, not in its fundamentals, but in its domain area. Apart from taking into account the commonness, that is the life of even the common man, universities today, they have to train, guide, and lead the graduates before they are being asked to do their duty as a citizen of democracy. That task, which kindles hope, looks very sweet, but it requires immense patience, perseverance, confidence, and faith. Faith in himself and others, confidence in his own inherent ability to shoulder the responsibilities. The common man has now become the origin of a potential ruler, and so the main duty of the university is to fashion out of him an individual fitted and equipped for making democracy fruitful and effective. This is the duty of the university. It has to make out of the common man an individual fitted and equipped for the task of making democracy fruitful and effective. This is the role of the universities in the present. While talking about democracy, Annadurai, he quotes Dr. Radhakrishnan, our former president, what he had stated in an address at the University of Brussels. While addressing at the University of Brussels, Radhakrishnan had quoted that for its proper functioning, democracy requires more qualities than other forms of government. Radhakrishnan believed that it is in the universities that one can develop the true spirit of democracy, appreciate others' points of view, and adjustment of differences through discussions. It can be made healthy and strong by the exercise of individual responsibility and judgment. Radhakrishnan stated that it is the duty of the universities to recall all the struggles in the past, all the struggles of the past, and realize the perils and possibilities, challenges and opportunities of the present. Moving forward, wishing the graduates a very bright future, Annadurai accepts. He says that the first motive, the first immediate concern of every human activity is to acquire a decent means of living, ways of a decent living. Nobody can ignore it. But Annadurai feels it should not be the sole objective. It should not be the sole objective. There should be something more than that. There is something more higher and nobler than mere individual material advancement of an individual. There is something more expected from the student than individual advancement. The student should remember, he should realize that the university education that he enjoys is a privilege offered to him by the society of which he is a member. Most of the money that is required for maintaining institutions and universities and institutions of higher education, for maintaining it, most of the money comes from the taxes, revenues paid by the community, paid by different sections of community, and from that a good proportion of the revenue comes from the tillers and toilers, cultivators and hardworking pure people who did not enjoy that privilege at all. They willingly submitted themselves to discomfort just to enable their future generation to lead a better life. Another questions the students how they are going to repay such sacrifice made by those people. If the students of today don't contribute to the development by filling in the social chest, and if they leave that social chest coffers empty, the future generations will suffer because of it. Hence, it is the duty of the students to repay the society. Higher the education, higher the responsibility. Higher the responsibility of the student to give back to the society what he has gained. So, higher the education, higher the responsibility of repaying the society. This is the duty of the student to repay the society what he has gained from it. Apart from his own or along with his own material advancement, the society has a right to expect an adequate return from the graduate, from the student that it has produced. It has a right to expect, not in terms of money, as such in terms of service. Service like toning up the society, bringing light into dark alleys, sunshine into dingy places, hope unto the despondent, solace into the afflicted, or a new life into everyone. While quoting this, another refers to Jefferson's statement that we must dream of an aristocracy of achievements arising out of a democracy of opportunities. Moving ahead, another says that the student should not take his words lightly when he is seeking their help and coordination in the supreme task of bettering the society. They should not simply merely say that it is easy to say but difficult to follow. Another tells them that he is very much aware of the obstructions that may arise in their path when they enter into the wider world. Another says that he is aware of the difficulties that they may face in life, where the influence another says that he is also aware of the influence of the environment upon them. When they begin their journey of life, they may confront a sight of unpleasant practices which may widely differ from what they have learnt or what they have come across, what they have been inculcated with. Self-seekers may be enthroned, whereas a patient worker decried. Tyranny will be present everywhere, and struggles will be at every step, which may dim their hopes and disturb their determination. The influence of the environment is so powerful that it may make even people with robust optimism to bend and take the path of ease and comfort. In spite of such hardships and obstructions, the student should remember and realize that a continuous stream of men and women endowed with undying spirit of service have been carrying on this crusade successfully, manfully, in spite of these obstructions, and they have conferred rich benefits on humanity. We, the Tamilians, have been holding aloft this ideal for more than 2000 years, as expressed in Purananur 182. As inheritors of this rich legacy, we, the graduates, should overcome even that powerful environment, and we should do the service to the best of our abilities and contribute to the development of the society. Concluding this speech, another says that the Annamalai University has adequately equipped the graduates on their way to the wider world with the true spirit that is required, with the true spirit of service that is required, and with that sole objective with their minds. These graduates are bound to win. They are bound to win and overcome all the hurdles before they venture to repay the society and contribute to its development. Another wishes the students a bright future. He says, may your lives be brighter and may its luster brighten the entire land. He congratulates the students and asks them to march forward towards the land of smiles. Thus, from this lesson, we come to know the role of universities in developing the students and society, the role of students to improve the society, the aim of the students in life, and how they should repay the society. In this world, every human activity requires resources of all kinds, and these resources can be mobilized only through human efforts. These efforts will come from different parts of the society. The fruits of development that we enjoy today, the fruits of enjoyment that we enjoy, the fruits of development that we enjoy today are nothing but the hard work of many unsung heroes. So, it is the duty of the students to contribute to development by giving back to the society what he has obtained from it. The society has cradled and nurtured every graduate to bloom and spread his or her wings. So, graduation is the apt time for the student, for them to repay the society by giving back to it what they have obtained by terms of benefits. This is the main duty of the students. This is what is clearly explained in this lesson by the great Arranger Anna. I hope you would have understood this lesson in a better way, and all the 2-mark questions as well as the paragraphs can be easily answered. We will meet in the next class. Until then, it's goodbye from AMARSINGH.